The film begins in the 18th century in the city of Aquila, Italy. The city is under the control of the church's bishop, and his law reigns supreme. The bishop is not only a priest but also a dangerous sorcerer capable of performing terrifying magic. He has built a vast and fearsome prison where many prisoners have been locked away for years. Among these prisoners is a thief named Mouse, who is scheduled to be hanged today. Unwilling to die, he attempts to escape through the prison's sewer. When the guards arrive at his cell, his companion reveals that Mouse has already fled via the sewer. Hearing this, the soldiers set out to capture him. Mouse tries to climb up through a large sewer, but unfortunately, the manhole opens inside the church. At that moment, a soldier's foot lands on Mouse's hands, causing him to lose balance and fall back into the water below. In the water, he spots a broken, old, and rusted door. Mouse escapes through this door and successfully flees the prison. Gaston, the captain of the guards, informs the bishop of Mouse's escape. Enraged, the bishop orders Gaston to capture the thief and bring him back immediately. Without wasting time, Gaston and his soldiers set out to find Mouse. Meanwhile, Mouse, having escaped the prison, steals a soldier's sack and flees along the river. Shivering from the cold, barefoot, and hungry, he crosses snow-covered rocks. Amidst fierce winds and freezing temperatures, he keeps running and eventually reaches a village. Upon arriving, he steals some clothes to cover himself. He then enters a nearby inn to eat. But his luck runs out. Gaston and his soldiers are already at the inn waiting for him. As soon as the soldiers recognize Mouse and rush to capture him, Mouse quickly assesses the situation and climbs onto the inn's roof. Frightened by the soldiers' swords, Mouse jumps off the roof, but the soldiers catch him below. In the chaos, he panics and attacks Gaston, slashing his face with a knife, leaving a deep scar. Infuriated by this humiliation and injury, Gaston orders his men to kill Mouse on the spot. At that moment, a mysterious man named Navarre appears. He attacks the soldiers with his crossbow. Gaston is shocked to see Navarre alive, as he knows him from the past and likely didn't expect him to still be alive. A fierce battle ensues, with Navarre overpowering the soldiers and driving them away. In the chaos, Mouse tries to escape, but Navarre catches him and forces him onto his horse. They head toward the forest. Navarre is accompanied by a female hawk that perches on his arm as if it were his shadow. Traveling through the forest, they reach a farmer's house and ask to spend the night, but the farmer refuses. Mouse pulls out a bag of coins from his sack, offering to pay generously. Tempted by the coins, the farmer agrees to let them stay. Navarre goes to a nearby hut and tells Mouse to sleep in another hut with the horse, warning him not to enter his hut at night without permission. As night falls, Mouse sneaks into the forest to gather firewood. However, he begins to suspect that Navarre saved his life only to make him a servant. Angered by this thought, he drops the firewood and tries to escape. At that moment, the greedy farmer attempts to attack Mouse with an axe. Before Mouse can react, a black wolf leaps from the bushes, kills the farmer, and saves Mouse's life. Mouse, terrified, runs to Navarre's hut. He grabs Navarre's crossbow to attack the wolf, but a woman suddenly stops him. She is wearing clothes identical to Navarre's, and her eyes hold a mysterious yet familiar glint. In a calm voice, she tells Mouse not to harm the wolf. Without further explanation, she walks into the forest with the wolf. The next morning, Mouse tells Navarre about the strange encounter, describing the mysterious woman who resembled him. Navarre grows serious but dismisses it, suggesting Mouse might have dreamed it. Meanwhile, Gaston reports to the bishop that he nearly captured Mouse, but Navarre intervened, allowing Mouse to escape again. At the mention of Navarre's name, the bishop's expression changes, his face filled with rage. He instructs Gaston to ensure no harm comes to the hawk accompanying Navarre but to capture Navarre at all costs. Elsewhere, Mouse is chopping wood with Navarre's sword when Navarre stops him, explaining that the sword is a family heirloom and shouldn't be used for such tasks. He reveals that he plans to kill the bishop with this sword and has been waiting for this opportunity for 2 years. Navarre tells Mouse that his escape from prison was no coincidence but a miracle, and now Mouse must help him achieve this goal. It's not just about revenge, it's a destiny now tied to Mouse. Mouse, grateful for his life being saved, hesitates but says he doesn't want to risk his life again. As he turns to leave, Navarre threatens him with severe consequences, forcing Mouse to reluctantly agree. That night, the mysterious woman appears again, but Mouse is tied to a tree, as Navarre had bound him to prevent another escape. Mouse pleads with her to free him. Without a word, she quietly unties his ropes. Once free, Mouse flees immediately. But at dawn, the bishop's soldiers capture him. Under repeated threats, Mouse, exhausted and scared, reveals Navarre's location. The soldiers ambush Navarre as he passes by the huts. Navarre fights valiantly, nearly defeating all the soldiers, but one distracts him and shoots an arrow at his hawk, wounding it. As evening approaches, Navarre, worried, tells Mouse to take the injured hawk along the path to an old castle where a monk named Imperius lives. Mouse must deliver the hawk to Imperius and tell him it was sent by Navarre. Mouse rides off and soon reaches the dilapidated castle. Upon hearing that the hawk was sent by Navarre, Imperius quickly takes Mouse inside. He instructs Mouse to place the hawk in a room, lock it, and then leaves to gather herbs from the forest. Unable to resist his thieving instincts, Mouse picks the lock and enters the room. To his shock, he finds the mysterious woman lying there, with the same arrow wound in her chest as the hawk. Mouse begins to suspect that the woman is the hawk, transforming into a bird by day and a human by night. Her face and eyes feel eerily familiar. Imperius returns, sends Mouse out, and carefully removes the arrow from the woman's chest, treating her with herbs. Despite her pain, she remains calm. As night deepens, Navarre transforms into a black wolf. Stunned, Mouse rushes to Imperius, demanding the truth. Imperius sighs and explains that Navarre and the woman, named Isabeau, once lived in the bishop's church and fell deeply in love. However, the bishop also loved Isabeau. When he learned of their love, jealousy consumed him. Using his dark magic, he cursed them. By day, Isabeau becomes a hawk, and by night, Navarre turns into a wolf. They can never be human together. One is always an animal when the other is human. Their love has become a curse. Meanwhile, feeling threatened, the bishop hires a ruthless hunter named Cesar to kill Navarre. At night, Mouse, sitting with Imperius, nervously says Navarre won't wait any longer and will soon kill the bishop. Imperius warns that if Navarre kills the bishop, the curse will never break, trapping Navarre and Isabeau forever. Suddenly, soldiers attack the castle, breaking through the doors. Mouse grabs Isabeau and runs to a high tower to protect her. The soldiers pursue them. In a moment of panic, Isabeau loses her balance and nearly falls off the tower's edge, but Mouse catches her hand just in time. As the first rays of sunlight appear, Isabeau transforms back into a hawk and flies from Mouse's grasp. The soldiers are about to kill Mouse when Navarre arrives, killing the soldier and saving him. Imperius tells Navarre that in 3 days, a rare solar eclipse will occur, a moment when day and night coexist. During this time, Navarre and Isabeau can both be human together, offering their only chance to confront the bishop and break the curse. Navarre scoffs, believing it impossible, but Mouse arrives, breathless, with a message from Isabeau. She wants the curse broken. Convinced, Navarre agrees to try. The next day they head toward Aquila. At night, Navarre goes into the forest, while Mouse hides with Isabeau, now Ladyhawke, in a safe spot. Cesar arrives, threatening to kill Navarre. Frightened for Navarre's safety, Isabeau flees into the forest. In the forest, Cesar has set traps for the wolf. A wolf gets caught in one and Cesar moves to kill it, but Isabeau attacks him from behind, causing him to fall into his own trap and die. The real wolf, Navarre, appears, revealing the trapped wolf was just a wild animal. The next morning, Navarre leaves Mouse with Imperius and heads to the church alone without telling anyone. That night, Imperius and Mouse find Isabeau and tell her only 2 days remain until the curse can be broken. Hope flickers in her eyes. But then they see the wolf crossing a frozen lake. The ice cracks and he falls in. Isabeau and Mouse rush to save him, pulling him out just in time. Together, they head to Aquila's castle. Imperius and Isabeau travel in a cart, hiding the wolf inside, while Mouse sneaks into the castle through the old sewer to prepare from within. At the main gate, soldiers inspect the cart and retreat in fear of the wolf. Imperius boldly claims the wolf is for a special ritual ordered by the bishop. Intimidated, the soldiers let them pass. The next day, as the bishop enters the church for prayer, Mouse sneaks in through the sewer. Navarre tells Imperius that if the church bells ring, it means he has failed to kill the bishop, and Imperius must kill the hawk. Navarre rides to the church, where Mouse opens the door, allowing him to enter and attack the soldiers. He faces Gaston in a fierce duel and knocks him unconscious. As the solar eclipse begins, Navarre realizes this is the moment to break the curse. He asks Imperius to send Isabeau to him, but Gaston recovers and attacks again. A soldier rings the church bells, leading Imperius to believe Navarre has lost. As Imperius prepares to kill the hawk, it flies into the church. Enraged, Navarre kills Gaston. The eclipse reaches its peak, and Isabeau transforms back into a human. Together, Navarre and Isabeau stand before the bishop as humans, breaking the curse. Navarre then kills the bishop, bringing the story to its conclusion. The film, Ladyhawke, was released in 1985. It had a budget of approximately $20 million and earned $18 million at the box office. It also won an award for Best Fantasy Film. Friends, I put in a lot of hard work to make this video. If you subscribe to my channel, I will be very happy and I can bring more such stories for you. Please let me know in the comments below how you like this story.